This one goes out to Barry and Karen. Take it away, Bruce.
Cheer up, everybody loves a happy face. Wear it, share it, it will brighten up the darkest place. Twinkle, sparkle, a little sunshine in. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side, up with your chinny chin chin. Cheer up, put a little laughter in your eyes. Brave it, save it, even though you're feeling otherwise. Rise up, wise up, a little smile begin. You'll be happy-hearted once you get it started. Up with your chinny chin chin. Now come on everybody, chins up. I said chins there. Yes, I can see you've got a problem. Yes, yeah, I know, love. Yeah, double trouble. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't being sarcastic. How can I be sarcastic with the chin I've got? Look at it, 2.5 weight to skin and bone. I'm not the president of the Pelican Club for nothing, you know. So that if I can lift this, you can lift yours too. All right then? Stick it in the air and wave it about. Oh, cheer up. Everybody loves a happy face. Wear it, share it. It will brighten up the darkest place. Twinkle, sparkle, a little sunshine in. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side, up with a chinny chin chin. Chin down, get you found and turn round, starting clown and think. Sad your trouble doubles, think. Glad they burst like bubbles. Cheer up. Every little time your spirits will cheer up. Give your attitude an upward tilt. Twinkle, sparkle, a little fun begin. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side, up with the chinny chin chin. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side, up with your chinny chin up.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that just as much as Baron and Carrie. Baron and Carrie? Karen and Barry doubtless did. Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Monday Night Live. And I may possibly be joined by the M11. However, it has to be said that the M11 has been off joint live stream duty for some while because her, well, God, whatever she's using to film on hasn't worked. It's not been able to do a joint live stream. And tonight it decided that it would work, but now she hasn't got any sound. So she hasn't got a clue what I'm saying. She can't hear the word. She's going to have to try and lip read. And when my mouth is shut, then she'll know that it's her time to talk. Although possibly we could come up with some sign language. So when I'm finished talking, oh, you're not going to hear me. So I can't. So basically, I will go, and that means it's your turn to talk. All right. So a very warm welcome, everybody. Thank you very much indeed for joining us both. And we are going to be with you in some form or other right through until midnight. We're going to say goodbye to Monday, and we are going to welcome it. Bloody hell, that's an early one. Barely got started. Good evening.
The screen's all green.
Sorry?
The screen's all green.
Not on mine, it's not.
Oh, mine it is.
Right. Anybody else got issues with the screen? Anybody? Talk to me in the comments, guys. No.
Can everyone see and hear me, please? Can you let us know?
Right. Everybody else is fine, Mr. Parry.
Can you start, man? How we start, we tell you.
Okay, mate. Good luck.
All right, I'll ring you back after. Speak to you
after. Yeah, cheers.
All right.
Oh, Christ. What's going on tonight? Why is everybody's devices going doolally and letting them down? I mean, I'm all right. What? Pull yourselves together, you people. What's the matter with you? I bloody well put my life on hold to come on here and annoy you for 2 hours. At least have the decency to have fully working equipment. So everybody, I want you to check your equipment regularly. And if there are any issues with your equipment whatsoever, then address them immediately. Don't be bringing your equipment failures onto my live stream. Anyway, good evening.
They can see and hear me, so this is good.
Right, I can't hear you very well.
Yeah, it's because I don't have my microphone in. Can you hear me all right? Shall I move the camera closer to myself?
Well, I can just about hear you.
Just have to ignore me all night.
Right, okay. How are you anyway? How have you been while you've been away from us?
Well, I've been okay. I've been resting because obviously I haven't had to stay up late doing live streams. But tonight I'm quite frazzled because I'm trying to get the doings working is causing me no end of hassle. But yes, I haven't done a live stream with you since before Gulliver's and Cable Cars. That's the last time I did one. So,
gosh, really?
Yeah. So I haven't, you haven't had the pleasure of my beautiful face since then.
Oh well, there we are. So, welcome back to the M11. And if you are a new viewer to the live stream and to the channel, then hello, I'm Boaty. This is my Monday night co-host, the M11. And if you look carefully on her side of the screen, you can see a picture of her bare arse. So there you are. I hope you enjoy that. Fortunately for you, I can assure you that you will not see any pictures of my bare bottom on my side of the screen. My side of the screen is entirely free of nudity, I say that. You never know what's going to happen after about 11:30 when I've got a bottle of wine or 6 inside of me. But enough about that. Shall we say hello to some of our lovely community members? Oh, Emma, please. Greetings, honourable community. Right, and first cab off the round tonight is Jimmy Mighty Quinn, who says hi, Boaty, and hi all. Peter P is with us and says good evening, Boaty, and all the honourable bugs. Barry's here, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Hello all, it's a hello from me. Andrew Buttygig is here, who we know and love as Ivor Spotty Butty, and he says a very good evening to everybody. Karen is here under her own flag. That's Barry's other half, the lovely Karen, and it's hello from her too. And Karen says it's a public holiday where she is, which is the United States of Confusion. And then adds that it was her day off anyway. Oh, that sucks. That's awful. When you get, when your day off is a public holiday because you've been robbed of a day off. You should get a day off in lieu, Karen. And when I say lieu, I don't mean lieu down in Cornwall. I mean you should get a day off instead of your day off today, which you would have had off anyway because it's a public holiday. So, yeah, you get on to your employers and tell them I said so. And Barry blagged the day off. Out cruising in the PT, then asks Peter P, and Karen says, no, the Trans Am. Whoa, Trans Am, eh? Now, where do we get to? And now Karen and Barry are having a domestic over whether he can sing or not. And then Karen said a comment with a very naughty word in it, which I couldn't possibly show you because, you might break apart. Trisha Alderman is with us, the lovely Trisha, possibly with Paul. Good evening, Boaty, and all in chat. Lord Stiffer Lip is here and says, hey, folks, hello to you. Karen's telling Barry to just bugger off to the pub. Oh, dear. Now we're talking music. It looks like we have both delectable hosts, says Karen. Well, you've got me, and you've kind of got half of Emma, although she's buggered off, so God only knows what she's doing now.
Probably. I had a wardrobe malfunction. I was so hot, that I had to go and put something a bit lighter on. So sorry about that.
No, not at all. Don't worry. I filled in the gap.
Thank you very much.
We have a live Emma in the house, says Andrew. Finally, Lemon Vision, says Peter P. Oh, reverse Emma, says Peter P. Are you reversed?
Yeah, well, often I'm on the left of the screen, but tonight I'm on the right, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know, actually. Hang on. Yes, I am in reverse, actually. Yeah, you're just going to have to put up with any technical weirdness because you're lucky to have me at all tonight, to be honest.
Buddy would like to make it clear that he'd rather drive the PT Cruiser than listen to Bruce Forsyth, although he didn't say listen to Bruce Forsyth. He actually said listen to this shite. We know Barry. We know that you are a secret Bruce Forsyth fan. It shines out of you. It emanates from you like nothing you'd ever believe. Chaz Brown is with us and says, "Hi, Boaty. Liking the new old BT telephone. Had one like that back in '87 without the letters around the dial. Does it actually work?" Yeah, it does work. And the letters around the dial were a very early thing. So they're 1960s. So it's the very early version of the 904 that has the letters around the dial as well as the number. So that is an early 1960s model. And I'm glad you like it. I absolutely love it. It looks fabulous. I can't stop looking at it now. And yeah, it's going to feature in tomorrow's video. And there will be, oh God, and there's going to be more parlour excitement coming tomorrow for you, darlings, isn't there? Oh, yes, there is. So I'm delighted with the telephone. What a bargain. What a lovely chap the guy selling it was as well. He's got a TR7 that he's just restored, and he's in the middle of restoring a 1972 MG BGT. Karen and Barry are still having a bloody domestic. Stop slating my car, you prick. But yes, this song is like sandpaper on the eardrums. They've got... Sorry?
At least they agree on something. Can't hear me, can you?
Can't hear.
Can you hear me if I put you here?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Right, you can have me very close up tonight, guys. I'm saying at least Karen and Barry agree on something. That Bruce Forsyth is not very, they don't enjoy listening to him, basically.
It's about all they bloody agree on by the sound of it. God, I think they've got kind of an Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton thing going on, haven't they?
Oh, they got a lot of dates though, so they're obviously doing something right.
Well, they're probably doing a lot of things right. I mean, I think they split their lives into thirds. They spend a third of their time working, a third of their time arguing, and a third of their time shagging. So, you know, I've heard worse recipes for a relationship. Where did I get to? What about Mo the Spider now? No sign of him. No sign of him, Peter P. I will introduce him if he arrives. Everybody's saying hello to Chaz Brown now. Oh. My microphone suddenly did a weird flashing thing then. Oh, don't tell me I'm going to have technical difficulties as well. Oh, God. Oh, Mark on Motoring is with us. Mr. Tickle in human form. We love Mark on Motoring. Good evening, Mark. Thank you for popping along. You managed to fix the doings then, says Jimmy at 500. Well, kind of. Iron Mike is with us. Well, good evening, Mr. Tyson. Lovely to make your acquaintance again. You remember me. I'm the chap that you met first in Llandudno, and then you met me in Las Vegas. And I said, hello, you remember me? You met me in Llandudno. And you didn't know who I was then, and you probably don't know who I am now, but never mind. Anyway, the point is, Iron Mike says, right, wow. And he's probably just been blown away by the sheer beauty of my hair, which is looking rather amazing too.
I like your hair. It's cool.
I'm getting so much grief for this at work. Oh, what are you doing now?
Look, I'm trying to work out where best to put my phone. So there we go. We'll see how it goes there.
Right. Are you okay? Shall we
Well,
all?
I made the mistake of leaning to get to my drink, and then when I wanted to have a drink, I couldn't get my drink because the phone was leaning against it. So then I tried putting it somewhere else. That didn't work. So I think we're going to leave it right there now.
Well, I tell you what, we'll all just pause. We'll have an intermission while you just pull yourself together. All right?
I think I'm all right now.
Right, well, you can carry on with some comments then. Nobody's heard you yet.
Caroline, thanks very much.
We've got to Iron Mike. It's in capital letters. You can't miss him.
I see him. Where he said, right, wow. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So people were saying they can see and hear me with no issues. So that was good. But I'm back to front. Right. Yeah, they're saying that quite a lot. Andrew Buttergeek says, you're both on screen, but Emma is arse about. Peter P says, I can see Boaty's chocolate balls from here. And Casbar said, oh no, it's Barry, isn't it? Says, could be worse. It could be his chocolate starfish, which, yes, that is true. Skick is here. Good evening, Skick. And he says, watched a bit of last night's live. Bit of name calling, I noticed. Very disappointing. Yes, we're not going to have any of that behaviour tonight, are we? We're all going to be totally lovely to each other, hopefully. Mark on motoring says, too much equipment checking can lead to blindness.
This is true. This is true. Can you see me, mother?
Looks like Mr. Stephen Parry from Portside in the Wirral.
The Leisure Peninsula.
It looks like he's okay now because he says, how are you doing tonight? I've reopened my app. So good.
Jolly good.
You know, everyone's doings are all over the shop tonight, aren't they? Andrew Buttergeek says, hi, Skip. Yes, it went a bit on the wonk last night. Hopefully
it did a bit.
Jimmy F500 said, were you trying out lives earlier, Emma? Goodness me, was I trying out lives? Yes. I was trying to work out how to get a joint live stream to work. I didn't even know when we were about to start this, whether this was going to work. We did do a test earlier, but it's so, I don't know. I think it's a YouTube issue. I don't know. And I've had other issues tonight with my microphone. Normally I have a little earpiece in with a microphone. That's not working either. So this is why Boaty can't hear me very well. But yes, I was trying them out. So sorry if that was annoying to anybody. Brown says, did you hear in Egypt they found a dog covered in chocolate and nuts? They reckon it's a Pharaoh Russia. Boom, boom. Very good, Chaz Brown. Karen Fletcher says it comes with the job. Presumably she means the banter between herself and her husband. Pingu Concord is here and said, greetings, honourable hostess and that boaty bunghole bloke. I'm sure you've been called worse.
That's Uncle Bunghole to you. Bunghole.
I'm not sure how I'm going to explain that to people when he keeps saying bunghole to them, but hey.
Bunghole.
Simone is here. She says, evening all. Good evening, Simone.
Hello, Simone.
People are continuing to say hello to each other, hoping each other have had nice weeks and stuff like that. Everyone's just saying hello to each other. Lord Stiff Upper Lip is here. He says, hi, Boaty. That telephone you got, I remember years ago I was given one as a kid and I strapped it to the back of my bike and will pretend to be on the phone. Sounds fun.
Yeah, what a cool idea. I might get another one and put it in the car.
Oh, yeah. Simone says, Boaty, you might find this a puzzle. I've demonetized my entire content.
Well, that is a puzzle. Why have you done that, Simone? Now, Emma, can you think why Simone might have demonetized her entire content?
No, I can't think of a reason. Can you?
No.
So let us know if you want to, Simone. Be interested to hear why you've done that. Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral.
The Leisure Peninsula.
Says we've all missed a wonderful Emma, but now back looking wonderful in this live tonight with Jason. Thank you both doing these tonight. Well, it's a pleasure. Unfortunately, I am far nearer the screen than I would like to be. I feel very uncomfortable being so close to everybody when Boaty's like in Alaska. But yeah, it'll have to do, won't it, for tonight? It's either this or you get Boaty on his own. What would you prefer?
That's a given.
Pinky Concord says all is good in the hood. And Peter P says, oh, even better, lemon vision now. Oh, goodness. I do feel a bit up close and personal with the community tonight. But hey, hi. Karen says, we agree on lots of things. We just annoy each other. Oh, we enjoy annoying each other.
Yeah, that can be good fun.
As long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing. Barry says, I like to move it, move it.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. And then I like to put it neatly back where it came from. Now, that's a good lesson in life for all of you. And the other one, of course, is da 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 da. Don't touch that.
And Andrew Buttergeek said, in response to I like to move it, he says, hopefully not at gunpoint. Oh my gosh, Karen says sex is better if there's an edge to it.
Yeah, but there's an edge and there's a bloody Magnum, a 44 Magnum being pointed at your ass. That's the kind of edge that that would put me off. It wouldn't spur me on. It would put me off. You'd think, well, God, I mean, I don't want to make you lose control here, do I? Because you might pull the trigger by accident.
I had an ex, the wizard, in fact. He used to really enjoy it if I held a knife to his scrotum.
God, you've known some weird people, you have.
Anyway, moving on. Hoping that nobody really paid that much attention to that comment.
Were you okay with doing that? Did you not feel that? Did that not weird you out?
It was weird, and it's not usually, I've learned, I was really young when I was with him. I was like, 16, 17, 18. And I've learned since then that isn't my role, if you know what I mean. So in that sense, I don't enjoy that sort of thing anyway, but it was a little bit weird.
You see, now that is the salient point there, if you'll forgive me for saying so. I was a little bit young, 16, 17, 18. Now, that is exactly why I instructed my daughters that they were not to do any dating or anything of that nature until they were 32. Now, at that age, you've got a little bit of life experience, a bit of wisdom, and you can cope with that sort of thing. Letting 16, 17, 18-year-olds loose in the pottering states, it's a recipe for disaster. I would raise the age of consent to, 21 for boys, 32 for girls.
Well, I would say that had I not been a young person, I probably wouldn't have been as willing to go along with his little foibles.
Yeah, exactly. You see, that's why you should have, waited.
Then he would have missed out on what he wanted.
Well, that's his problem, isn't it? You're not responsible for that.
I mean, it's not something I would want to do now or enjoy doing now. If I was with a guy now and he asked me to do that, I would be saying no. Sorry.
Well, I hope you'd be saying goodbye, you weirdo.
Anyway, moving on, because this got a little bit too strange, too early. It's not even 10:30 yet. That was Karen's fault anyway, by saying the sex is better if there's an edge. It made me think of the knife, you see. And Barry says, yes, an edge in more ways than one. God, clearly he enjoys it, so hey. Andrew Buttergeek says, ooh. Pinker Concord says, Mr. Boaty, are you still winning your dream alarm clock?
I think so. Let me check.
Jimmy Mighty Quinn says, Emma looks like she's on a porn channel. What is that? I've got all my clothes on. You can see less cleavage than you can sometimes. Intrigued. Is it just because I'm so close to the screen? Maybe.
I'm not signed in on that, folks. On that device. Let me have a look on here.
I'll continue with the comments while you're doing that then. Pingu Concord says, nice PS, nice t-shirt, matey, Boaty.
Oh, thank you.
It's from Pingu.
Yes, I am still winning.
Oh, good. We shall look forward
Don't go out bidding me, any of you people.
Oh,
don't
no.
even think about it. I will track you down and sit on your heads.
That's actually very risky, you telling people what you're after on eBay, because then they could go and try and outbid you and win it for themselves.
Yeah, well, please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Oh,
Look, you guys, you've all got lots of pleasure and joy in your lives. Look, you know me. You know I've got nothing whatsoever of any joy or pleasure in my life. Don't deprive me of a tiny little chink of joy in my otherwise dismal existence here alone in a damp old cottage in the arse end of nowhere, living in bloody poverty with occasional trips to hypothermia. Oh, none of you people, you wouldn't deny me that tiny little bit of pleasure, surely.
Basically, I think what Boaty is saying is, don't touch that.
Yeah, leave that knob alone.
If he gets outbid, you're going to have a lot of angry people to contend with, I think. People are still saying hello to each other here. Karen says, myself and Barry can police any rude people. Well, you weren't here last night to police them. They were running amok last night. Got a little bit rowdy in here last night.
Yeah, where was Matron when we needed her?
She was getting drunk in a hotel with Neil and Sophie, which I would hasten to add, she is doing tonight as well. In fact, no, she's down the pub now, isn't she? We don't have any Matron tonight. I'll tell you who we haven't got tonight. We haven't got Matron, we haven't got Mustard, we haven't got Neil, we haven't got Sophie. Why? Because they're all out on a pub crawl. And then they're all going back to a hotel to have a giant orgy. Sorry, Mustard probably isn't doing that. But, you know, we're left here working on our own, keeping you amused while they're all off gallivanting, having a nice time.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I was with them today and we did have lunch together, but yeah,
But
they didn't want me hanging around on the evening.
You didn't fancy the orgy, did you?
No, Neil's not my type.
Barry says, that really is bringing my work home. Sean was here. I mean, he's retracted his message, but hi, Sean. Nice to see you pop in.
Hello, Sean.
I've flown to the end of the chat, so good. If you just give me a second.
No problem. I can jump in.
Can, if you don't mind, yeah.
Well, Sean with the good Welsh flag says, hello. I'm confused. I thought I was scrolling TikTok and you appeared, but no, I'm on YouTube. Well, there you are. There you are. Wait until you get to my age, Sean. Then you really will become confused. Most of the time, I don't know who I am, where I am, what time it is, what I'm supposed to be doing. But it's quite an enjoyable way of going through life. You tend not to worry about things where you've got very limited awareness of who you are, where you are, and what you are. So I recommend it within reason. But lovely to have you. Tricky chaps, words. Lovely to have you here, Sean. Or lovely that you were here. I don't know if you still are. If you're not here, then I'm probably wasting my time talking to you. But I'm going to assume that you're still here. That's what I'm going to do. Now then, where did I get to? Oh, right. Yes. Right. Jolly good. Oh, Jimmy F 500. Hello to you. Oh, good news from Simone. Simone hit 1,800 subscribers today. So
well,
congratulations to you.
So why do you monetize? That's added to the puzzle even more.
Well, to celebrate. I mean, what better way to celebrate hitting a subscriber milestone than demonetizing all of your videos so that you go from earning very little to absolutely sod all. I'm keen to know the reason behind it. People are congratulating Simone. Barry says, so what did we think of the Grand Prix? Ferrari played a blinder and Lando Norris looked like he'd sucked a lemon. Yeah, well, Lando Norris did his normal trick, didn't he? He managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. He was in pole position, he had the fastest car, and he managed to come third. It's becoming a bit of a habit with him. But yeah, I agree. Ferrari did play an absolute blinder. They were kind of. I think that McLaren kind of left them with a bit of an open goal, didn't they? I mean, it was a bit of a no-brainer that they were going to have to stay out. But I thought it was a stunning drive from Charles on tyres that old to be maintaining the pace that he was. Excellent driving. And I love the fact that things are really getting tight now. Red Bull, within a couple of races, Red Bull could be displaced at the top of the constructors.
I've lost sound on you, Boaty. I don't know if you can hear me. I've lost sound.
You need to call the other one, Sean. The what's it phone? The show phone.
Why I couldn't hear you for a minute? Someone tried to call in.
Sean was ringing me, but he was ringing me on my personal phone.
So you cut out. I thought something had happened, but that's what's happened, so that's okay.
That's what happened. So remember, folks, that if you would like to ring in, then do ring in on the show's telephone number, which isn't on the thumbnail because I wasn't sure if this is going to work. It's not pinned in the messages because Matron is AWOL.
I'll get it for you. I'll put it on a message and I'll read it out in a minute.
Oh, thank you. Right, because I haven't got a clue what it is. Jimmy Quinn said that the F1 was brilliant. Mark says, Boaty, you may well be able to rig up an old phone in the car. Yesterday, I met someone who's installed a functional old-fashioned telephone in a camper van. Ah, how cool is that? The first decent race I'd seen in a long time, says Karen. Oscar is doing quite good, says Andrew. Controversial. Barry says Oscar is the better driver of him and Lando. Controversial, that one.
Right, the telephone number to call if anyone wants to call is 07391 175 856. And I've also typed it into the chat box and it could be pinned if you feel like it, Boaty.
I'll pin it when I get to it. An explanation from Simone. Demonetized due to my income levels and the DWP just covering my bases. I'm not sure where I stand. We'll get on to that. Oh, balls, I've just pressed the wrong thing. Oh, God. Oh.
Technology tonight isn't our friend.
Oh, it's really not. God, I'm sorry. I've pressed the wrong button. I've tried bringing back and that hasn't worked. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, that's the right button. And then I press that button. Oh, finally. Good evening, sir.
Hello, this is Sean calling live from London.
From where?
From a travel lodge in London.
Oh, God, what are you doing in London?
I've come back to see whether I made the right choice.
Seriously?
Which you will see on a video on Thursday. But tomorrow's video, I explain why I want to go back. And then Thursday is my trip and the conclusion that I've come to.
Ah, okay. That'll be interesting.
Just to let you know, there was an answer to your question, but I think you scrolled up a bit too quick, so you missed it. The reason why the person switched off monetization was something to do with the DWP. I
just read it out literally just before you called. I just got to it, but I don't get it. Demonetized due to my income levels and the DWP just covering my losses. I'm not sure where I stand.
Yes, because as far as I'm aware, you are allowed to earn a to a certain amount, which I think is 1,000 and 1,500, say, before it's then affected.
Well, it's affected, isn't it, below that? But basically, if you're self-employed, which Simone obviously is, you report your earnings, and they treat them like PAYE earnings. So assuming that Simone's on universal credit, then a percentage of that amount would just be deducted from her benefits, wouldn't it? Isn't that how it works?
That's what my friend does, because I helped her sort hers out about a year ago. And if she earns over a certain amount, then it does affect it to the point where it stops. But if you're earning below, say, 1,500, or they call it the ceiling, if you're earning below that, you get to keep that, and you get to keep a percentage of what your universal credit is.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've
and then they do that for a year, so that you don't fall out of the system. And then if after a year they say on a regular basis you've earned over the threshold, then it stops.
Okay. Well, that seems quite fair. So,
but I have a YouTuber friend who actually went down with her, went through the whole thing to, because she wasn't quite sure, because the job centre, they don't know what being online is all about. But that's what happened in the end. So if I was her, I would have a chat to them, because the thing is, she could put out a video next week that could go through the roof, and she could be denying herself £3,000 income from it or something.
Well, exactly. She just pinged me actually and said that she's on something called ESA, and I'll be honest, I've got no idea what that is. And she's allowed to earn 185 quid a week.
Yeah, I think that's the employment support allowance, I think, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So what would the problem be with keeping the channel monetized? If you're allowed to earn 185 quid a week, then obviously her YouTube earnings are not going to be anywhere near that, are they?
ESA is employment and support allowance. So maybe that's an old system. I'm only au fait with my friend. She was on universal credit, which is all about giving you the support, but encouraging you to try and get off it. So if for example, her channel was doing okay for 3 months, then she had a viral hit, but her claim was still live, and the next month she put in, I've only earned £200 for this month, and then had and was still supported.
Right.
So maybe this ESA is an old system. I'm not sure. I've never heard of that.
It sounds like it. And Simone's just pinged me again and asked if YouTube is classed as a job. And no, it's not classed as a job. It's classed as self-employment.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like none of us know what this ESA is. So, so we're not really in a position to offer any advice, I suppose. But contact your job centre, or contact the DWP, or whoever you contact these days.
And even if you say to them, I'm doing this YouTube lark and I'm getting a few pounds, and I just want to know from a hypothetical thing, what happens if the 1 month I earn 1,000, and I've heard other people are doing this, and they could say, right, you need to go onto a self-employment program where on the whatever it is, the 12th or the 15th of each month, you have to put in how much you've earned and how much you've spent. So it could be, I've earned £200 and I've spent £12.50 on an Adobe Premiere subscription. And if you go onto the self-employment scheme, I think they support you for the first 18 months where they leave you alone and they allow you to go and do the business, and then you go back in a year's time, and then they go, right, is it working? Is it not working? And then they make a decision whether you need to stay on it or go on to something else.
I believe there are additional grants available, or there certainly used to be, because back in the day, I was one of the mentors who helped people who were trying to launch self-employment. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but I heard this from somebody else more recently, that if you're launching a self-employment thing, then and you're claiming benefits of some sort, there's a thing that you can do where they give you £1,000 to help towards launching the business, spaced over 3 or 4 months. And they give you these self-employment classes that you go on where you get support on how to launch things or how to move things on, all of that sort of thing.
All right, okay.
So it might be worth Simone looking into. I mean, from the sound of it, Simone, you're not sure what's going on. I can't understand why you would demonetize your videos, because I mean, you've told me before that that you don't normally reach the £60 threshold for a payout on a monthly basis. So we're only talking about minimal amounts of money. So I can't imagine why that would cause a problem with whichever benefit it is that you're claiming. And it would be
also like if the channel did take off, because I pay tax. I paid extortionate amount of tax, but that's because I'm on emergency tax and I need to sort that out for myself. But it's better to maybe she's just concerned because she doesn't know what the situation is.
Well, I mean, she just pinged me again. Simone, it's not a massive amount of money. I would get in touch with them, and I mean, what they don't know won't hurt them. So if they don't know about the last couple of months or however long you've been earning, just say that, look, I've now got this YouTube thing. I've been monetized. I'm earning a small amount of money per month. Can you tell me where I stand with that? Presumably, I need to report it in some way. Can you just tell me how to go about that? And seek their advice. It's that's always the easiest thing, rather than second guessing or worrying that you're not doing the right thing. Just
and also, it's this thing again. She could do a video, like the two of us know. You can't predict what's going to be a viral hit. But
yeah.
You do a video, and 2 million people could see it, and then you're sitting there going, "Right, I've just missed out on 10 or 20 grand."
Do you know what? There's I came across a channel by accident. You know the way they just pop up, and it was a video about. It's basically a lady, and she lives an incredibly thrifty life. Every single penny that she earns and spends is on a what's it called, spreadsheet. And every single penny is fiercely fought for. She only buys reduced food, all of that sort of thing. And she's got a number of side hustles that earn small amounts of money per month. So like £100 on this one, £100 on the other one. And she did this video about signing on and receiving universal credit. So, and her channel had been going for a while. She was getting 100, 200 views per video. And then she made this video about, right, I've signed up for universal credit and this is how much I'm going to get. And she got 75,000 views on it.
Yeah. I actually made a video for the job centre about 20 years ago, promoting something called the New Deal.
Oh, okay.
So I got a contract, and we got claimants to appear in the video to give their honest opinion of the service. And we were told, give them £100 each for being in the video, and they don't have to sign anything.
Blimey.
I said, no, just give them a bit of cash in hand.
You couldn't make that up, could you? You couldn't make that up. But Simone, I wouldn't call citizens advice if I were you. I would just contact the job centre directly, and if just say that it's just happened. Just say that you're now monetized on YouTube. It's only a very small amount of money, but nonetheless you are earning an amount of money. Now, unless something has changed, I've only just remembered this, unless something has changed, it used to be if you earn less than £1,000 per annum through self-employment, you're not obliged to declare it. Now, somebody might want to double check that, but
that does seem to ring a bell.
It's only just popped into my mind because I was surprised when I heard it.
That is right. It's a shame Matron's not here because she knows all about this stuff.
But that was definitely a rule until, well, it either still is a rule or it certainly was a rule quite recently. If it was less than £1,000 a year, you don't have to declare it. Oh, and I've just remembered why I knew it. It was after my accident when I had to.
Like an accident?
Oh, ages ago, and I had to. There was a period of time when I couldn't work, and then I was sacked because of the injuries. And all of that, and obviously I sued them, and I did very well out of it. But there was a period where I wasn't earning, and I had to go and sign on. And it was just when I launched a dating site. So I asked them. I said, "Look, I've got this thing," and that's when I was told that if it's less than £1,000, forget about it.
Well, just before I go, because I would imagine this conversation is pretty boring for everybody, but. I had a skin tag at the top of my legs, and my pants were rubbing against it.
Okay.
Just after 3 or 4 days, it turned black, and it fell off in my hands. So I had another one on the other side. So I thought, I'm going to give this a test. So for about a week, I've been flicking it and spinning it around and everything. And then today, it fell off in my hand. So there you go. I've discovered how to get rid of your skin tags. Just sit on the sofa and give them a flick.
Well, valuable consumer advice there, coming from a traveller. Well, thank you for leaving us with the thought of your.
Did you make a video about it?
Thank you, and good night.
Take care, Sean.
I want to know if you made a video about that, and I also want to offer the advice that I get rid of them by cutting them off with a sharp pair of scissors. So.
Well, I think that Sean should be the winner of the John Stoodley Award tonight.
I definitely think so. I hope there's a video coming out about it. I'll definitely go and check that out if there is.
Right, we'd better jump back into some comments, hadn't we?
Right, I think did you read the one from Barry saying about what do we think of the Grand Prix? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I got as far as Simone explaining why she had demonetized.
Oh, did you? Oh, you were down to there, were you? Okay. And then Karen said the Magnum only comes into play with irritating people. Did you read that one?
No.
Right, okay. So she did say that. Peter P says, lucky for Brucey, he's dodging tax at the moment. That joke's going to wear thin soon. Jimmy Mighty Quinn says, can't wait till Lewis to go to Ferrari, Barry. Jimmy F500 said, Jesus Christ, Emma, knife to his doings. Karen says, the 44 is not my service weapon.
No, it's just a personal toy.
That sounds like a minefield to navigate. Best of luck to you. Yeah. And Barry says, I can't wait for Hamilton to just thick off.
Oh.
Karen agrees with him for a change.
I won't have a bad word said about that man. He's a splendid chap. I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan.
Peter P says of my holding knives to people's bits and pieces, Emma's coming to visit. Hide the cutlery. And Barry then says, anyway, I'm making a barbecue, so peace out. So he's peaced off. And also Karen's gone. Have a good evening all. So yeah, have a good evening, you two. You're probably well into your barbecue by now. Peter P says, excuse me, nothing. How about the 20 grand in your pissing pot? What was that?
Oh, yeah. According to Mustard, I've got 20 grand salted away. Hey?
You have. I discovered it when I visited.
Oh, where is it? I'd love to know.
I stole it.
Oh well, easy come, easy go.
Andrew Buttergeek says, did you forget your little spider friend, Boaty? You haven't forgotten him. You just lost him, haven't you?
Yeah, he's just doing his own thing. I mean, he probably didn't know we were starting earlier tonight. So he'll be along sometime after 11.
He's waiting till 1 o'clock, isn't he, the spider?
Yeah, exactly.
Chaz Brown said, just bid 45p on the clock. You better not have, Chaz.
No, it's all right. The bid's over 45p now. He's not getting it for that.
Jimmy A500 says, Matron is entitled to some fun. Yes, she is. She is entitled. And I think she's got some videos coming out of her fun as well. So you might want to go and subscribe to her. I suppose I better promote her channel, hadn't I? I'll paste it in shortly and then you can go and have a look. But, you know, there's nothing there at the moment worth watching.
Oh, there is. There's the behind the scenes of our live stream. That's hilarious.
Joking, but yes, the behind the scenes of the live stream is a very funny video. You need to go and watch that. But I'll paste the link in because it's a really annoying. Why are you getting your leg out?
I'm sorry, I've just got I needed to have a scratch.
So we had to see that. Okay, I'll get one of my bits out and have a scratch in a minute to make it fair.
Oh, okay. Oh, why?
Peter P says, that hotel is going to need a new carpet. It is, and isn't it funny that whenever Matron stays in a hotel, there's always a big wet patch on the floor? That is very suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Jimmy Mighty Quinn says, I'm going to bid on it. $9.56 plus postage. I think I will bid £25 on it. Well, if you do and you win it, you can post it to Boaty.
He's bloody found it. He's found the thing I'm bidding on, hasn't he?
I think it's dangerous to actually be telling the internet what you're buying.
Oh, I shouldn't have, should I?
That's like with that early starter plate. You know, when you mentioned that, people were trying to win it for you, and then they thought that they might have bumped up the price I paid, but I bought a different one. But yeah, don't tell people what you're buying until you've got it.
Okay. He's a cunning one, that Jimmy Quinn. He's actually found the actual listing. I'm keeping an eye on it now. If I don't win that, Jimmy, I'm blaming you.
Pingu Concord asked me, have you been out on your bike yet? Yes, I have. I've been to Tesco a few times down the road and it was great, but it needs a bit of tweaking. But it was great. I tell you what, though, Tesco is downhill from my home. So going to Tesco was fantastic. Cycling back with the shopping, not so much. But, you know, I felt the muscles working, which was the reason I bought the bike. So when I start going further afield when little Lemon's at school, hopefully I'll start using up the calories, which is what was the idea of getting it, part of the idea of getting it. And Sean says, I'm watching you from a Travelodge in London. Did we find out which Travelodge? Whereabouts in London are you, Sean, out of interest? I'm only saying that because I'm from London. Matron lives in London, but you won't find her there at the moment because she's up in Rochdale. This is complicated. The community are moving around too much. Can't keep up with them. Pingu says, greetings. Oh, sorry, John Stoodley came in. And he says hello. And then Pingu said, greetings, Honourable John. I hope you're doing well, matey. I hope he is as well. Mr. Tickle says, there is no place like home. Spent the last few nights in budget hotels in a little weekend excursion. Almost 700 miles, 4 up in a 27-year-old coupe with no air conditioning and very little space. That sounds fun, though.
Yeah, I bet you loved it. I bet you loved it, Mark.
Then there's a phone number for you to pin if you want to, Boaty. If anyone wants to give us a call, it's 07391 175856. Pingu says, Emma, can you recommend a good brand of head gasket for my 420 GSI T-Series engine? The answer to that is no. I hope you enjoyed that answer. By the way, I might have rebranded back to Emma Lemon, but I'm still going to be going to car shows and trying to do a few car-related things. So, yeah, stick around for them if you want.
And in car news, I'm planning to sell all of mine.
Not Minge Bag.
All of them.
Not Janet Jackson. You need to get to work in Janet Jackson.
All of them apart from Janet Jackson.
Okay.
And Boo.
Well, there we go. There's car news.
I'm not going to have time to play with them if this hotel thing happens, am I?
I still am interested in the secret project, by the way. If
Sorry?
that can happen at some point. I haven't gone off the idea of the secret project.
Oh, okay.
Everybody says, I've got an old early 90s car phone knocking about here somewhere, bloody brick. And Peter P says, everything goes to wonk with no matron in charge. Indeed. It's her fault that everything has gone wrong tonight. Not really, not really. She might, I think she'll pop in later. Once they go back from the pub, I reckon she'll be popping in on the live stream. We'll get Matron, Neil, Sophie and Mustard, all an influx of them, all in one go. Mark on Motoring says, Andrew, they are just the coolest accessory in an old car. Peter P says, Dad had a lovely Ericsson hotline in his Volvo 460 Turbo back in the day. And Andrew says, they are, Mark. It came from a 1992 Ford Fairlane that my brother bought for parts years ago. Pingu Concord is asking me, is Little Lemon missing Uncle Bunghole yet? No. I think he's starting to forget about him.
Probably best.
He remembers the bunghole, TP for, well, ketchup for my bunghole, but he doesn't sort of, but it's the same with all friends, you know, you see friends, you finish that, they don't sort of ask, when are we seeing them again? They just see them again and think, oh, there's that person again, don't they? Mr. Tickle says, Peter, I don't think people associate car phones with the NK1 Megane Coupe. So my choice of period accessory is my period correct Sony Discman with cassette adapter.
Oh, awesome. I approve of that.
Andrew Buckley says, similar here. If you are on benefits, you can get a certain amount before your payments are affected. That is true. That is true. You can earn a certain amount. Peter P is saying to Mark on Motoring, correct music, of course. Pingu Concord says to Mr. Boaty, can you recommend a bunghole cream for my father's sore butt? I think Skip can.
Yeah, Skip's your man for that.
Skip knows all about the creams for sore butts. Or if your father buys a top tier membership to Boaty's World, he can go and stay at Windy Bum and use Boaty's bum cream.
Yes. Yeah, that is a channel membership perk. Cheers, darlings. Your very good health.
Wine o'clock. The wine o'clock news. The wine o'clock news. It's the wine o'clock news.
Oh, that's nice.
Mr. Tickle says, Peter, absolutely. The car is a 97 model and nothing after 99 gets played. Mostly 80s and 90s stuff. Peter P says, is there a but here? See more butts. Very good. Mr. Tickle says, hey everyone, I want to see more butts. Do you? Oh, here we go then. There's my bum. There we go. Mr. Tickle asked for it. Mr. Tickle got it. Andrew Buttergeek says, you don't want to see my spotty botty Mark. And Mark is laughing away at that. Sarah Puzzle says, hi Jason, everyone all in chat. Hi Sarah.
Hi Sarah.
Hope you're well.
Sarah, thank you for your messages earlier. I was being really busy at the yard having fun with Mustard and Neil and Sophie. I like the wine bottle ideas. but not the banker's lamp. I've had one of those before, and I love them, but they need to be on a desk, I think. They don't look right unless they're on a desk. But I do like the wine bottle ideas. But I have my telephone table. I've hidden the router underneath, and it looks so much better with that not being on show. And I can now just do my trick of just leaning here, and I can see the blue light, so I can see that it's working. And it's obviously still working because I've got the live stream going. So yeah, it looks loads better with the router not being on the table. So I just need to get a lamp or a plant or possibly both.
Because there's a big gaping space there now, just waiting for something to go on there. I'll advise you on plants later. I'll send you some pictures.
Okay.
Mr. Tickle says, Simone, if you are actually managing to turn a small profit from YouTube, you must be doing something right. I'm still running at a loss. I quite like that there's a lot of people in the community that are small YouTubers, and everyone's sort of helping each other and trying to make it, and updating on where they're at with it. I quite like that. And then when one of us makes it, we'll bring everyone with us, won't we?
Totally.
Peter P says, Sean's going for the Stoodley Award. And yes, indeed. Simone says to Mr. Tickle, I get around £60 every 3 months. And
Right. Well, £60 every 3 months. That is 240 quid a year. That's well below the £1,000 threshold. So, Simone, remonetize your videos. Don't worry about it.
And
get them all remonetized until you earn 1,000 quid. Just forget about it.
Can you monetize, carry on going, and as long as you keep it above board with the people, they'll tell you you're reaching that point where you're earning a certain amount, and then you could maybe think about demonetizing or something.
No, don't demonetize. What's the point of doing YouTube?
No, not demonetize, but then you can think about what you want to be doing. But I think all it does, if I'm right, I might be wrong. Tracy knows about these things if she was only here. But I think what happens is it affects your benefits, but you don't. They don't. If you were earning, say, £1,000, if that was what it was, they don't just take £1,000 off your benefits. They take a portion off.
Yeah.
So you're still up on your money. You're still.
Oh, yeah. That's
what
the
they explained to me at the job centre was, if you get a job or you're earning money, even if it's a small amount of money, they'd only take a portion off the benefits, so you still work out better off. Because they said it's the incentive then to keep working. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be worth finding out about it, but I wouldn't demonetize, especially when you're only earning like £60 every 3 months. And like somebody just said, I can't remember if it was Sean or someone in the comments, your next video could be the one that suddenly takes off, and you'll miss out on that.
My best advice to you, given that latest channel I found, would be make a video about your financial situation. And
you did. What happened?
Yeah, and you'll make so much money off that video that you won't have to worry anymore.
Yeah, Boaty did that, and it's one of his best viewed videos in a long time.
Simone, it's fine. You didn't need to. It's fine, honestly. At that level, you don't need to worry about it.
Mark says, similar revenue to me, Simone, but my operating costs currently exceed income. Alan Simpson says, greeting, happy Mondays, and both a big kinky afro.
I found out today, I've never found the doings for it before, but I found out how much I've earned on YouTube since I was monetized. That's interesting.
Okay. Is it something you want to share?
I can do. I'd have to find it again. Where did I see that?
Would it be on Social Blade or something like that?
Oh no, here it is. Well, does anybody want to have a guess?
Goodness me. This is in all time since you've been. When were you monetized?
On the 23rd of November 2022.
Okay. I'm going to say something ridiculous that everyone would probably laugh at. £350.
Okay. Anybody else wants to have a guess? Have a guess?
I think it's probably a bit more than that, actually.
God, 23rd of November 2022. I was monetized quite quickly after the channel started.
I think it'll be a bit more than that, actually, because when you lost your when you were demonetized, you said it was noticeable, so it must be. God, I don't know. My maths is terrible. I'm going to go a bit more than that. I'm going to say £600. That's what I'm going to say. I think that sounds more reasonable. Alan Simpson says to you, loving your big green phoning machine, Boaty.
Oh, thank you. I love it too. I tell you what, I am falling in love with my parlour so much that I'm going to spend more time in there, and I'm going to film in there, and I'm going to do stuff in there. So tomorrow, I'm going back to the nice lady's house where I got my beautiful phone table from, a lovely trip to Grindleford in the Peak District National Park, and I'm going to get that beautiful piece that you've seen in the Facebook group for the bottom of my stairs. Good evening. Oh, it's Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight in the Widow.
I'd say it's about 2,200.
Okay, right. You're
over the 2 years, or around 2,000 to 2,200.
okay. Your guess is noted.
Okie dokie. So how was your day at the yard then, sir?
Oh, it was great fun. Absolutely great fun. Lovely to see Matron. Lovely to see Big Neil.
Did he look well, did he?
Yeah.
Or could you tell?
He's a bit knocked about, bless him. He's a bit knocked about. And unfortunately, he's got another bit of grief that he could really do without going on at the moment. So, but he was still in good spirits.
Oh, that's what you want, isn't it? Because they're a nice couple.
Oh, they're lovely. Yeah, they're lovely.
It's also nice to see Emma back on the live stream tonight.
Absolutely.
So what would you get? What would you get? What would be your main vehicle?
If what? Oh, if I sold
What would be your main vehicle or your second vehicle?
JJ. JJ would be my daily, and then Boo for when the weather is bad.
So basically got 2 cars to get to work.
Yeah.
Car.
Yeah. And maybe keep one more as a nice car for going away for trips. Actually, I might just keep all of them.
You might go up and buy them as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. They're appreciating assets. I keep thinking I should get rid of them, and then I go through them one by one, and I think, well, I can't get rid of Mingebag because that's the fun car, and I can't get rid of the Land Rover because that's my get me to work when the snow hits car. I can't get rid of JJ because that's my economical daily. I can't get rid of She-Sun because of the emotional link with Chinese Madam. I can't get rid of Stigbert because he's my big, hairy, chested sports saloon that's fun to drive. And I can't get rid of Dicker Dum Dum again because of an emotional connection and the fact that it's a brilliant long distance tourer. You're right. You're absolutely right, Mr. Paddy. I clearly need them all, and I was foolish.
You also thought about when on your channel decorating stuff and then flogging them back on.
Decorating stuff.
Yeah, like painting stuff or whatever, or just get stuff from by you and just flog them on. See if you can make a profit.
What sort of stuff?
Don't know, any stuff like furniture or whatever.
Oh God, I couldn't do that. I'm fucking hopeless at anything practical. I would just make it look worse.
It'd be a good video, though, wouldn't it?
Well, if you want to see somebody doing a really bad job of renovating something, then yeah.
It'd be a laugh.
Well, I suppose it could be a laugh. I have said that when I go around the charity shops looking for some bits for the front parlour, I will keep an eye out for something that I'm aware is underpriced, and if there's anything like that, then I can buy it and try flogging it on eBay.
I know what a few people will do. They check it while they're in the shop. They check it the internet out, don't they?
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. So they can look and see what things are selling for on eBay.
And all the sites, yeah.
Good idea. I could do that. Yeah, that could be another string to my bow. I'm looking forward to doing the charity shops. I forgot how much I used to really enjoy that, doing the old thrift shopping, and I got quite jealous of Sean when he was into when he goes into Too Good to Waste and comes out with something wonderful. So
it does, but it sounds like by what you're saying tonight, it might be not all as happy as it seems.
Well,
he's missing London.
Oh, I think that's. I bet you that
might just be talk.
I think it's probably a little tease. I think what he's probably getting at is that he's going to go back to London, see his old friends, go back to revisit all the old places to see if he's missed it and he's made the wrong decision, or if, you know, that was a separate part of his life and his life is so much better now. I bet you it's...
I think he's got a good life in Wales, where he's at.
He's got a bloody fantastic life.
Nice bit of land. He's got a brilliant thing.
And he's got a successful YouTube channel now.
Yeah, he didn't. He still travel back to London whenever he wants.
Yeah, he didn't have that in London. So yeah, I mean, he could go back to London for a weekend or for an overnight or for a couple of nights whenever he fancies it. He can have the best of both worlds.
Do you know what about your video you were saying there? That why didn't you put a man living in a Peak District in his 50s?
Yeah.
Travel on my daily blogs or something like that.
I've already done it.
Because I heard him. It was funny whenever he was kicking off.
Yeah. Well, Black Lines was 100% correct, and I've taken his advice. Sean has said similar things as well, and I've started changing all of my daily diary video titles so that there's a constant in them now. I started doing it earlier. I've done about 20, so they've all got solo life in the peak in the title. And I checked my analytics, and a couple of videos that I wouldn't expect to get views were suddenly getting views. And they were the ones that the title had changed. So, yeah, maybe it's working.
And now you'll be a rich man again.
Hey?
You'll be a rich man again.
Oh, I'd like that. I'd be very happy about that.
Anyway, I'll let you carry on the live stream.
Okay, mate. Lovely to hear your voice.
Thank you, sir. You are a wanker. And good night, Mrs. Titties.
Good night, Mr. Parry, sir.
All right, good night.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Oh, you've got me wanting to go off and film around charity shops. I'm always in charity shops anyway, but you've got me wanting to go and film what I'm picking up now.
Well, we should do. Why not?
Or even what I'm not picking up, because it's really interesting to see what people throw out and what nice things are out there. Because it's, yeah, so I might we could do a special series.
Yeah. Well, next time you're up, we'll go around Matlock and we'll do them all together.
Why don't we do something a bit like Bargain Hunt or something, where we both see what we can pick up, or something like that?
Yeah. Well, look how Bargain Hunt went for me when I actually did it.
We could go around the charity shops. We could say we both have to pick up 3 items, and then we come home and see what they sell for on eBay, and then see who's won.
Okay, that would be fun. That sounds like a plan.
So we could do a video on that. Yeah, if we go to Matlock, it would add an extra element to it where we're not allowed to research on our phone to see how much things are worth.
Yeah.
But I think this might be worth something. I think this might be, and then we can go home, look at the sold items on eBay to see what they've been selling for. Yeah. And pick the highest one, add them up, and see who's won. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
Okay.
Right, that's a plan. I'll hold you to that.
I'm not selling my phone though. I love my phone. See, I can sell that. I could sell that for a profit, but I'm not going
Yeah.
to.
No, you shouldn't, because you really wanted that. And if I see you selling your, I'll say early learner plate, what's it called? Early starter plate. I'll be having words.
I can't. No, that's a gift. I can't sell that. I'm still in two minds whether to use it for my Saturday brunch or whether to get the thing and wall mount it. I can't decide.
Yeah, it's a shame to not use it and not take photos and things on it, but at the same time, it does risk it getting damaged if you're using it.
I kind of like the idea of using it. I like the idea of when we have a special meticulously planned breakfast, doing it on little chef plates. I think
you get another one.
Do you know what it might come down to? It might come down to whether a blue one comes up at a decent price, or even another red one at a decent price. If I've got two, then I'll use them. If I've only got one, I might wall mount it and have it as a feature.
Yeah, okay. I keep looking in the junk shops around here. Whenever I'm in the junk shops, I think, imagine if I see one. Because it's the sort of thing that could just turn up, if somebody's passed away and all their old stuff goes into a charity shop and they sell things off cheaply.
Oh, I found the ashtray.
Yeah, it was about £15, $14.99, I think it was.
No, I found a cheaper one, $7.99.
Wow, that's a good price. What's the postage? Don't tell everybody. They'll all start buying it.
£2.75.
Is it buy it now or is it on auction?
It's on an auction.
Oh, right. Well, that's not bad.
Welcome to my auction. It is for an unused glass ashtray from Little Chef. This glass ashtray is 4.5 inches square and has spent its life in our display cabinet. We are non-smokers, but have collected ashtrays since the 1970s. This comes from a smoke-free home.
That's quite funny. Oh well, that isn't. Yeah, it's going. Unless they're hyping it up like that to try and get people to buy it, unused.
I'm going to look at their other items, see what other lovely ashtrays they've got.
Oh, while you're doing that, I'll read a few chatty comments. Mark Persad is here, says, good evening, Boaty and Emma in chat. Good evening, Mark. Jimmy F500 says, you shouldn't have mentioned the clock. Yes, Boaty, yeah. You shouldn't be telling people where to find something you're buying. Let this be a lesson. Mr. Tickle said, I think it's time. I called it tonight. Shattered. Good night, everyone. Good night, Mark. You've gone a while back, but good night anyway. Alan Simpson says, if Boaty doesn't win the clock, he'll fuck you up. Which is true. Because, we know what he's like. Pingu Concord says, Mr. Boaty, your spider co-host has probably branched out on the web and found an ex-fifth gear presenter to shack up with. Yeah, if we see him in Steve Berry's hair on the next video, we will know, won't we? And good night to Mark on motoring. And Andrew Buttergeek says, and Stigbert, no! And Alan Simpson says, Stigbert on Thundercock! They're all having a meltdown about you selling your cars, I think. Got to be me. Sherry is here. Hi, Sherry. I hope you're okay. She says, hey. Your hair looks cute tonight, Boaty. And I will second that. I told you, Boaty, it's the ladies that like it. Tracy, me, Holly, and now Sherry all say your hair looks good. So that's women. It's the men who tell you to get it cut because they're jealous. Don't listen.
Right. Oh, thank God nobody knows it's a wig.
Jimmy My Twin says, I will swap a clock radio for one of your cars, Boaty.
If it was the one I'm bidding on, I'd probably do it.
Oh, don't say that. He'll buy it. Jimmy 500 says, what, Boaty? Sell all the cars? I don't believe you. People are telling me it's 1 o'clock. And everyone's having a meltdown over you selling your cars. And then Andrew Buttergeek pipes up, tractor. And Pingu Cockle says, yep, that's so too. Pingu Cockle says the Freelander of broken 4WD.
4-wheel drive.
Ah,
Can I just point out that my Freelander has fully operational 4-wheel drive. Everything works on my Freelander. Boo is amazing. You've been in Boo. What did you think of her?
I thought he had perforated leather seats that were pointless.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's you feel very. It's quite a luxurious feel, actually, isn't it? It's very sort of solid and big and solid. I like it big and solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
sort of imposing.
you can look down on people.
Yeah. Except with me with my short legs, when I go to get out the car, I always nearly fall out.
Yeah.
It's a long drop to the ground with my short legs. Yeah, she's nice. She's growing on me. I mean, Midge Bag is the love of my life. But yeah, Boo is growing on me. Pocahontas 100 says, so where is our Holly tonight after she was trying to stand up for you, Boaty? Hope she's okay. She meant well. Yeah, hopefully Holly will pop back at some point.
Well, I would like to second that because it was a bit unfortunate what happened last night because everybody meant well. And I'm a little concerned that none of the people who were involved are here tonight. So I just really hope that nobody has been offended or anything of that nature because I would hate to think, hopefully they're not here because they've got something better to do and they will be back. I would hate to think that last night meant that anybody was going to think twice about spending time with the community.
Yeah.
Because Blackline, as I say, I've literally taken his advice. I've already started changing the titles and just looking at them, I think it works better. And it was good advice. It was well-meant advice. He's trying to, give my channel a chance to improve my views, improve my income. And there was just a bit of a misunderstanding, wasn't there? And it was a shame. So I hope no lasting damage has been done.
Yeah, I think it really was a misunderstanding that people picked up on certain words, thought they meant something else. And but at the end of the day, everybody was actually, which is quite nice, everybody was acting in your best interest. All of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite interesting that they actually were all falling out because they were all trying to act in your best interest. So how lovely is that? Yeah, hopefully they will come. They're around and they're just busy. We do know that some people, Neil and Sophie, are out with Matron, so that's why they're not here. Sorry, Andrew Butterkey saying hello to Pocahontas 100. Pingu Concord said, Betty's banking channel for all your reverend financial advice and loans.
God, don't take financial advice from me.
It's a good point you made to Simone, though. Make a video about financial things because yours did really well. People want to see that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I say, I found that video by accident. It just popped up. But because I watched that, then YouTube is sending me loads of videos now about similar subjects. And you want to see the views on them. I signed on to Universal Credit. Boom, 90,000 views. This is what I earn on benefits. Boom, 80,000 views. Will my YouTube earnings, how much benefit will I lose from you? And they all get massive views. So if you want to get views on YouTube and you want to earn money, talk about not having any money. It works wonders. I
was wondering, because I filmed a video about the playroom today, my front room, which we call the playroom, which is the room I'm sitting in now. And it struck me when I was filming that, how pretty much everything in the room I either found in the street or bought extremely cheaply from charity shops. And it made me think maybe I should do videos on, furnishing a property on peanuts, because it's unbelievable how much I've done. And the other thing, it ties into the fact that I had a difficult time a few years ago, which meant I ended up basically almost starting from scratch. You know, I had to move into a 1-bedroom flat, and then I moved into a house, and I had nothing. So because I had nothing, I then had to furnish it, but I didn't have the money because I'm on benefits to furnish it. So I literally have had to go to charity shops and find things in the street. And I thought, what if that would be interesting for people to, you know, there must be people out there who've sort of had to start from scratch, or they've moved into their first property, or students where they think, I can't afford to furnish this, and then they can look at maybe what I've done and think, oh my God, you
Well,
can.
that's exactly what I had to do at Farcorth and here at Windy Bum. So I should do a video tour around the cottage talking about where everything came from. Now, the bed that you have slept in the guest cupboard, that was free. The mattress was free. Yeah, and it's the same story here. If you look around here, there's, you know, with the obvious exception of an iPad or something like that, then everything was either free or next to nothing off a Facebook group or off Marketplace or from a charity shop. So, oh, somebody's done a nice thing. Stop prevaricating, says Mark Prasad. How much have you earned since monetizing? And he sent a little super chat with that. Thank you very much, Mark. I'm not prevaricating. When all the guests have come in, when we've caught up with the comments, I will tell you.
Sorry, I was just fiddling with my doings. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. I think some people think that if you haven't got much money, that you've got no hope of furnishing your place. And I think it could be good to show people how, you know, you can really do a place up quite reasonably with hardly any money. You can't get obviously the exact thing you would like to get, but you can get really nice pieces if you're open-minded about it.
Well, I mean, I've not been inside your house. I've been outside it. I haven't been inside it. But you've been in Windy Bum. Windy Bum. If I actually sat down and worked out how much it cost me to furnish this entire place, I bet you it wouldn't be more than £200, something like that. And I think Windy Bum looks nice. You've been here. What do you think?
Yeah, it does look nice. Yeah. You've got nice pieces in the house. You know, it's not like you've not gone and had to buy like the cheapest flat pack furniture, which actually probably costs more than some of the pieces you have got.
Yeah, buy second hand, but better quality. That's always been my idea.
Well, that's what I like. I like solid wood pieces of furniture. I'm not into the flat pack MDF stuff. I'm
the same.
Like all my chests of drawers are all solid wood. I like the feel of them. I like the look of them. I just like it. And the flat pack stuff falls apart quickly. But you can pick up a lot of the solid wood pieces of furniture I've got. I picked up down the street.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like this table here. This is a Shearsome rosewood 8-seater dining table. Now, when this table was new, it would have cost in the region of £4,000 to £5,000. I bought this table and the chairs, and I can't remember exactly, but it was about 40 quid, 40, 50 quid, something like that. Now, admittedly, I had a hell of a job getting it home, so I've told this story. The table I was looking for this space in Farcorth, I had a tiny little dining table that I paid, I think, £5 for, and it was a little 2-person table, a bit rickety with 2 chairs. And when I moved here to Windy Bum, that's what I had here. But I've got I didn't have any dining space at Farcorth. Here at Windy Bum, I've got this little dining area part of the kitchen, and it is a separate dining area. It's got different floor covering, blah, blah, blah. So it's designed to be different. And I knew exactly the type of table that I wanted. And I measured it all out very carefully. And the 4-seater Shearsome dining table was the one that I wanted. And I was looking for one on eBay for about 3 months. I was looking every day. I had safe searches, and they were always too expensive. I couldn't afford them, or they were too far away. And then this one came up, and it didn't give any information. It was a really bad eBay advert, and that's what you need. You need bad eBay or Facebook adverts. So you can do a little bit, make a little bit of effort, do a little bit of research, grab a bargain. So this was just described as whatever it was, table, 4 chairs. And I thought, right, well, that's going to be the table I want, isn't it? It's a 4-seater. It's got 4 chairs. Really bad advert. Local, it was down by the restaurant in the posh area by Ripley. And I got it for next to nothing in an eBay auction. Went down to get it. I had a Ford Escort van at the time that was converted to run on vegetable oil. And so I went down to get this table. And when I got there, I was confronted by the fact that it's an 8-seater, not a 4-seater. It just happened to only have 4 chairs with it. And I thought, oh, fucking hell. Oh, God. So between me and the seller, we managed to cram it into the van, but most of it was hanging out of the van. The doors wouldn't close. And I needed to secure the doors, and try and secure the table. And I didn't have any rope or anything like that. And the seller didn't have any. And the seller was getting a bit pissed off with me buggering about. So I just drove very carefully away from the house with the table precariously hanging out the back. And as soon as I could safely stop, I stopped, got undressed, got down to just my underpants and socks. And I used my top and my trousers to secure the doors and to try and secure the table. So I'm driving back to Windy Bum, thinking, fucking hell, if this table goes out the back and causes a crash, I'm going to be in my underpants and socks. This is going to be a really, honestly, it was the worst drive. And I got safely back to Windy Bum. And it was, I had a different neighbour then, who I was really, really friendly with. Nikki Nunu owned the house, but she was letting it out. She didn't live there then. And it was a lovely South African policeman. And he saw me turn up with this van with a table hanging out the back. And then he saw me get out of the van in just my underpants, socks and shoes, and thought, hello, what's he up to? And bless him, he came out to help me. And we were trying to make the best of a bad job. Fortunately, he was a lot more practical than me. And so we were trying to get the table into here, into Windy Bum. And there's no way we could do it. We couldn't get it in the door. It was too big. And because it's a solid wood table, it doesn't come apart. It's not, nothing is detachable. It's a solidly hewn piece of furniture. You can't take the legs off or anything like that. But he's a very practical chap. So he managed to, and everything is riveted together with iron and massive rivets. He managed to get the rivets out for the legs, bless him, so that we could detach the legs. This took us all day, literally. And he managed to get the legs off. We maneuvered the table into here, realized that it would kind of fit. It's way too big. It's way too big for this space. I've got it jammed up against if I was widescreen, you've all seen it, widescreen. So it's jammed up against here, so you can't use this side of the table. It's jammed up against the wall there, so you can't use that side of the table. So it's effectively only a 1, 2, 3, 4-seater, because you've got 3 along that side there and this seat here. But I thought, if I've got dinner guests for like a dinner party, I'll pull it out and then you can use all of it. But I've never had more than 4 people here eating at the same time. And bless him. So, yeah. And then he managed to re-rivet the legs onto the table. The table is in here. I love it. I wouldn't swap it for anything now. So even though it's way too big for the space, I just absolutely adore it. It will never leave the cottage because I would never be able to get the legs off on my own, and it won't go out the door any other way. So it's going to be here forever and ever and ever. And the fact that it's massive has played to my advantage on certain occasions.
And also the fact that it's solid and sturdy too, I imagine.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's your trait.
To be fair, credit where it's due, it's the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty, my ex-wife, who first spotted the table's potential. We were still having a thing when I bought the table, and she came round a couple of nights after I'd bought it. We were going out for dinner. She was going to treat me to dinner. The alternator went on my Lexus RX, fortunately just up the road. So we had to abandon the car, walked home, called the AA, and Mags was just kind of looking at the table. The AA were going to be about an hour and a half, and she just kept looking at the table, and then she just went, well, we need to do something until the AA come, and hopped on. And I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. It's just the right height for me, anyway.
Well, it's also your trademark table now, because of course all your live streams take place at that table, so you wouldn't be able to do it without that. If you had a different table, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, exactly. This table is a piece of Boaty's world folklore.
This?
And you have eaten at this table.
Several times.
Yeah.
And you've fallen asleep at it.
Several times.
More than several times.
Yeah.
Yep. I have, and I've done a live stream at that table. You know, it's like, I'm very familiar with that table, guys.
Yeah. Mustard has eaten at this table. Sophie and Neil have eaten at this table. Matron has been at this table.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Simon, Smashing Pistons. Loads of other people. Joe, the lovely Joe. Hi, Joe, if you're watching.
Carrie Sparks
has not been at this table, but she would be very welcome. Although
well, she's got a membership now, so she's got a membership now, so she could.
And it's top tier, so she is entitled to stay in the guest cupboard.
Right, there we go, Carrie Sparks, and have a Boaty special breakfast, community breakfast, and use bum cream.
Yeah. Meticulously planned breakfast and bum cream, yeah.
Carrie Sparks, I bet you're glad you were gifted that membership. Get over there.
I've got a feeling it's a chap using his wife's account. I've just got a little feeling that it's a chap. I can't imagine a lady saying those things.
Yeah, you're probably right, to be fair, because, you know, all the ladies love you. So I think that ladies do tend to like you. So, well, can you think of any ladies who've come on your live stream who've been rude, or any ladies that have been rude about you anywhere else apart from your exes?
No, but I can think about a lot of ladies that have ruthlessly and vigorously refused to sleep with me. Alanis Morissette, for a start.
Well, she didn't refuse. She didn't get the telegram.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Bad enough.
If they don't receive the message, then you can't say they refused.
Okay, good point.
And they might refuse to marry you, but they still sleep with you.
That has happened on a few occasions, yeah.
So, no, but it is true that you don't tend to get ladies online being rude about you. So I bet you're right. It probably is a guy.
I bet it is. And I don't think that's just to do with me. I think ladies are arguably less likely to be obnoxious online, full stop.
Yeah, well, yeah. You could be right. Anyway, back to the comments. And I can't remember if you've revealed how much you've earned or not.
Not yet.
We're up to where people are guessing. So Sean suggests 1,400. Sarah Parsons 450. Finger Concord suggests £12.79. Peter P says 480. Jimmy F500 says 99 pence. Simone says she's earned 589.41 since 2021. So that could give us a bit of an idea. So it's going to be, yours is going to be higher than what I suggested, isn't it? It's going to be over 1,000. Got to Be Me suggests 1,800. Bad Books suggests 969. Andrew Buttigieg suggests 69.69. Sean is singing. It says that I'm falling in love with my parlour. Sounds like an old music hall song.
Oh, that's a nice idea. I'm falling in love with my parlour.
Because I can't help falling in love with my parlour. Jimmy,
I am though. I genuinely am falling in love with my parlour. I mean, my parlour has been ignored for too many years. It's time that I did something about it.
And did things in it.
Yes.
Next time I come to visit you, I'm going to say to you, let's sit in the parlour. And then we'll sit and say, but I'm cooking the momo. We need to go in the kitchen to eat it. And then we'll go back in the kitchen.
Okay.
It's because you don't, I think it's because you don't have anything set to do in there. Because you do cooking in the kitchen, you do your live streams, you do your editing, you do everything in the kitchen dining area, don't you?
Yep.
Whereas your parlour doesn't have, do you read books?
Yes.
But do you only read them on the toilet?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's not like you're going to sit in the parlour to read a book. If you have guests, would you not think, if you had guests around having a glass of wine, would you not think, let's sit in the parlour?
No, but I probably should.
I think that's probably what you should. So, right, when Neil and Sophie came, but then again, you were cooking, weren't you?
Yeah.
And the same when I visited, you were cooking. Whereas earlier on in the day, you're doing stuff. You're not sitting. So
that's the problem. I'm always doing something. Now, if I did what most people do and just sat and watched telly or sat and chilled out or sat and did this and sat and did that, of course I'd use the parlour. It's a very comfortable, lovely place to be. But I'm never doing nothing. I just never do nothing.
I know what the problem is. It's because you do the live streams, of course. You're not coming in from work and thinking, well, I'm going to sit down, chill out with a glass of wine on the sofa. You're straight on the live stream.
Yeah.
So it's probably that. So that I know that from experience. We've been out for the day. We get in. We're straight onto the live stream. Well, you're working. That's the other thing too. You work of an evening. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
In the day you're busy. You go to work. You get into a live stream. Then you need to cook and eat. And then of course it's silly o'clock and you have to go to bed.
Yep. That is my life.
Guys, I told you why he doesn't use his parlour. That's it. That's not a problem, but that's the reason. Anyway. Jimmy suggests £3,000, and he's psychic, so he would know.
There you go.
Sweeney 201 would like to know if you've got OnlyFans.
No, I haven't.
And neither have I. And if anybody else in chat has OnlyFans, please feel free to throw it out at Sweeney 201.
But if you want to send a super chat, I'll show you my nipple. You can choose this one or this one.
I still need to get this sushi picture out there because there's people who seem to want to pay for it, and it's a little bit more than the pictures they paid £1 for. So we could be making some money out of this.
You could be. They're your knockers.
There's no knockers in it.
Oh, are they not?
Not properly. But Tracy said it was much more interesting and exciting than the previous pictures. But I don't know. I don't really ever want to go down that route because, it's a bit dodgy. When you start selling pictures of that sort of thing, it's getting a bit bordering onto like being a pornographic sex worker. And I'm not quite sure that's the route I want to take.
Well, just to put it on record, if anybody was interested, I would be very glad to go down the pornographic sex worker route. I would be absolutely delighted to show you pictures or videos of any part of me in exchange for money that I could then spend on wine and amazing clock radios.
Well,
Anything.
we did talk on a live stream once about potentially going to do a Land Rover lunch up on Longston Edge with that plinth,
Yeah.
you laying on it and placing Momo down your front and covering it in Momo chutney, and I could photograph it and we could sell those pictures.
I'm
Would
guessing
anybody
I'm guessing I was drunk when we discussed that.
Do you not remember that conversation?
Absolutely not. I don't
it's
remember
recorded on
any
my
of our conversations. I'd totally do it though.
Yeah, if anybody would like that, let us know. We can maybe get a calendar out for 2025.
Yeah.
Every Boaty calendar of us placing various bits of food over our anatomy and photographing it. Only on Land Rover lunches though.
God.
Would anybody like this, guys? If we
I've said
start
it
working on it now, it'll be ready for Christmas.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't get this on Hubnut.
Do you know what? That's going to become such a catchphrase. That'll be your merch.
Oh, hang on. Oh, the lovely Peter P has just sent me £1 and says, keep your bits covered.
All right, never mind.
Right, how long do I keep my bits covered for £1?
Yeah, that's a point. We might need a bit more money than that to keep it covered longer than a half an hour.
Yeah, I'll keep them covered until the end of this live stream for that £1. I think that's fair.
Boaty, I just want to point out that Black Lines is in the chat. Quite a long way down, but he is here.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad about that.
It's popped up on my phone screen, so we won't get to it for ages. But yeah, Black Lines, we're really pleased to see you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've totally taken your advice. I've already started changing the video titles. I've done about 20 of them. And thank you very much.
And I actually took something from it as well, Black Lines, because I've started to try and think about, niches and things like that for my own channel. So it was very useful advice.
And what I said last night is right. He's been here since day one. A proper good old member of the inner scrotum. So yeah, I hope you weren't upset or offended by anything that happened last night. And your advice was spot on, and I've taken it and I've put it into action. And I'm glad I did.
Well, there we go.
There you go.
And
I even did it in the title of this live stream.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
It probably didn't need to be on a live stream, but there we go. I like that. It's called Solo Life, and then I'm here.
Yeah, well, you're not here with me, are you?
True.
So
can I call mine Solo Life in Norwich? But it's not solo for me though, because I've got other, I've got offspring about. But that's the thing. I don't want my channel to be a mumsy channel.
Oh,
so
you don't want to be a middle-aged mum.
No, that sounds really awful, doesn't it? I want it to be a little bit more intriguing than that. Also, I don't want it to be too womanly. I don't want it to. I'm not a beauty person. I'm not somebody who knows about many womanly things. I'm hanging around with guys who like cars, and I'm thinking of getting a metal detector. It's like I'm not into like the bikinis and makeup and hairstyles, so I need to try and work out what I am. I've never known what I am, and now I'm trying to work it out. I am what I am.
You'll get there.
If anybody has got a niche for me, do let me know.
Don't. Yeah. You need the freedom to not be in a niche, but you kind of need a bit of a niche. I think that's what we're working at. So I think that is going to work I think that's going to work for me. I think that for the daily diary videos, that type of thing, having solo life in the peak, I think that's going to help.
I think it's a good idea for you, because if you just put Boaty's daily diary, driving to work and eating Momo, people aren't knowing who you are from that title.
Yeah.
You could be a 20-year-old woman putting out a diary, you know, a 20-year-old woman called Boaty who's eating Momo and driving to work, and then they might be clicking on it and thinking, oh, it's
Well,
not 20-year-old woman. So
that's the thing, isn't it? You kind of live and you learn. So when I started doing the daily diaries, the titles were just Boaty's daily diary and the date. And Sean said, when we were in the pub, Sean said, look, how many people are going to go onto onto YouTube and think, I think that I would like to watch a daily diary made by somebody called Boaty, so I will search for that. He said, nobody's going to do it, so change your title. So I did. I started adding in bits to the title. And then Boaty's Daily Diary became BDD, so that I could add more bits to the title. And then I dropped it all together, and it was just the title of the video describing what was in the video with the date. But then, as Blacklines points out, there's no continuity there. Everything's random, everything's different. There's nothing tying those videos together. So the YouTube algorithm don't know that, right, although the title is different, this is the same video or connected to this other video. So the people that watch this video, we will project this video to them, and the people that, and all of that sort of thing. So, you know, it's all evolution, isn't it? So, and I might well need to change them and evolve them again. But at the moment, I think the titles are the best they've been. So you've got a description of what's in the video, small. Then you've got in that different section solo life in the peak, and that's the continuity. That's going to be in each title. And then you've got the day. So I think that's the best they've been so far. And you know, you live, you learn, you get advice, and you improve things. So hopefully that's what I'm doing. And I'm getting better figures now than I've got on the daily diaries before. So, you know, hopefully the only way is up.
well, I think this has been a really interesting conversation for me, but also probably for other people out there who've got small YouTube channels and trying to work out what they're, you know, where they're going with it. I think it has been really useful. And yeah, Black Lines, I can see, sorry, I can see on my phone the latest comments, and he was worried in case, it looks like he's saying he's worried in case he could, you know, cause arguments. But no, no one was upset by what you said, Black Lines. We're actually finding it very useful, so don't worry.
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, better get back to the comments because it's probably millions. But that was a very interesting conversation. Bad Book says, Boaty's selling his fleet much like a bingo caller taking up brain surgery. And then people are laughing at me because I put something funny and then I did retract it. Because the Sweeney 201 said, has anyone got OnlyFans? I put, you can join my OnlyFans here, and I put my YouTube channel. And people thought that was funny, clearly. Pingu Conquer says, good night, honourable hosts and bogs. Early start for me. Good night, Pingu, which you've probably gone about 45 minutes ago. But good night. And Angry said, I hit the like before the start, Emma. Shall I unlike and like again? No, don't worry about it. As long as you liked, that's the main thing. People are saying good night to Pingu. I don't know if you want, oh, sorry, don't worry. Chaz Brown says, Boaty and M11 salvage hunters. Yeah, we really should do that.
We should.
Actually, Boaty, we could even do that without having to be together at the time as well, actually.
We could.
Although we couldn't prove that we hadn't cheated on that.
Yeah, but we...
You know, you could say, I bought these things, and I could think, you know, you could have actually been in a shop cheating.
I can't afford to cheat.
We'll wait till we're together and make a good video, because they'll see us in the shop together, maybe, and picking out our finds and fighting over, I wanted that one. No, I was going to get that one. I want that one. And I saw it first. And then you fecking up the shopkeeper because they won't give you a bargain price on it.
I'm really looking forward to getting my bum to the because now I've developed this love for my parlour.
Really?
I'm really excited about tomorrow because I'm going to get the piece for the bottom of my stairs, and then on Wednesday I'm going to go onto Amazon. Have I got any money at the moment? Don't know if I've got any money. I need to check. If I have, I'm going to order an extension thing off Amazon. Rather, I can go and get one from B&M Bargains or something like that. But hopefully I can get one from Amazon for maybe just a little bit more. I think they're £2 in B&M. Maybe I can get one off Amazon for £3 or £4, and I'll save on the fuel money having to go and get it.
Might get one at a charity shop.
They don't sell extension leads.
Oh no, they don't do electrics like that. No.
So once I've got that, then I can get the telephone table butting up properly. So I'll get this piece ready to tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to go to the charity shop that I used to go to, and it went a bit posh. They started selling a lot of new stuff as well as the old stuff, but I haven't been there for a few years, and it's one I know. So I'm going to go there on Wednesday and film that and see if there's anything there to get. And then next week, I'm planning 2 days next week. One film is going to be hopefully going to Matlock and doing some or all of the charity shops in Matlock. Great place to film. Lovely little town. That should be good. Nicki Minaj. And then the other day is going to be, I've got the plan for the video in my mind. You know how I've been promising myself a hot dog all this year?
Yeah.
And I haven't had my hot dog, have I?
No, I thought you'd have it in Yarmouth and you didn't.
Yeah. So the plan is I'm going to make a film about getting the hot dog before the season finishes that I've been promising myself all year. And but I will be getting the and so I'm going to do it. So the film will open when I'm driving and saying, "Yeah, I've been promising myself a hot dog, blah blah blah. Haven't had it, but today I'm going to go and get my hot dog." And then blah 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 blah. And the next bit will be when I'm on a train, saying, "So yeah, I'm absolutely going to get my hot dog." And then the next thing will be on a cable car. So yeah, I'm heading to this cafe and I'm going to go and have my hot dog at the Terrace Cafe at the Heights of Abraham. That's what I'm going to do next Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the weather.
Are we going to be getting a video soon of you getting your did you do a video of you collecting? You did it, didn't you? You just did a video of you driving to collect your telephone table. You didn't do an actual video of you. I'm confused. Yeah, I have seen that. Are we going to be getting a video of you collecting your unit from that lady?
Yeah, but it's a private home, so I can't actually film.
Oh, of course, right. Yeah, that my brain is. I don't know. I think I've got summer holiday syndrome that everything is blending into each other, and the days are all starting to look the same. So apologies for that. Yeah, I have seen a video, haven't I?
I'll do a daily diary tomorrow, and it'll probably open with me driving to. No, it won't. I'm going to open it in the new way. I'm going to learn my lessons. So Sean told me to do this. He's been telling me for ages, and I need to do it. I did it a couple of times, and it made a difference in the views. So the video will open with me on the picture, and it'll be something like, "Hello, it's Tuesday morning. Welcome to my humble little cottage, perched here up on the moors of the Peak District National Park." And then there'll be coffee and toast, and then it'll be driving to get the thing. I need to start the videos like that, telling people from the outset who I am, what this is, what we're doing. And I need to make a new video intro. That's on my list to do this week.
I think I said to you before, like quite a while back, that it is a good idea to have you on the video at the start talking, because people know who it is. Because
everybody's told me that.
If you
Everybody
just
told me
say
that.
hello, it's a lovely day today and I'm going here, they don't know who it is. And the other thing I read very recently, apparently around the 3 to 4 minute point is a good point to be suggesting people might like to subscribe. Apparently that's the ideal time to say it, because people are still watching, but they've seen a bit of the content. If you say it
Okay.
right at the start, if you open with, if I open with "Hello, my name's Emma. Thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe." They haven't seen enough. But if you say at the very end, they might not have watched to the end. But apparently, after about 3 or 4 minutes, they've seen enough. And if you say it then, it's a good time to suggest it if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, I do think even if you're going somewhere driving and you haven't got time to film that intro thing, quickly flick the camera onto you sitting in the car so you see your face and you do the intro there. If you don't have the time to film the making the coffee and that. Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see how much things change for you with these little tips.
Yeah, and I do want to get a new intro. Shorter, snappier. The only thing that's going to remain on the new intro is I'm still going to have Charlotte Dobre on there, because I think that works. And and she's got 2 million subscribers. So when somebody with 2 million subscribers calls you out and says, "Come on, let's go," you're going to use that, aren't you?
Although it might send people to her channel thinking, "Oh, she's nice. Who's that?" And then they don't watch the rest of yours.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. She's sexy and famous, and she called me out, so yeah, I'm going to use her.
Right. Anyway, gosh. I don't know if I read this. I think I did. Chaz Brown said Boaty and M11 salvage hunters. Yes, I did read that one.
You did.
Andrew Buttigieg says, so I'm just smashing my place up. I love my brick phone. Sweeney 201 says, Emma, when are we getting the jugs out? Well, I haven't got any jugs in this room. Otherwise, I was going to do something amusing. But I've got a toast rack. We'll get the toast rack out if you like. Look at this lovely toast rack I've got here.
I recognise that.
I'm going to actually move it into the dining area and sometimes use it for toast.
Have you used it yet?
No, I haven't. It's been ornamental, but my kids have suddenly got really into toast. So I'm going to actually start using it and have a selection of jams in jars. I better put that back so I don't smash it. But I do like that toast rack. It's cute. Thank you very much. Andrew Buttigieg said, with or without sushi on the jugs, yes. Andrew Buttigieg said he thought you had a merkin on your head. Simone wants to know what occurred last night. Oh, just a little bit of what was the word? Misunderstanding.
A contretemps.
Yeah, a bit of people getting the wrong end of the stick and getting a bit worked up, but ultimately all with the same aim, which is quite interesting. Jimmy Mighty Quinn says, "Don't forget to like." Dan Peters is here, or was here, and says, hello, Mr. Boaty and Emma. Good evening, Mr. Peters. Do you want me to talk about when people have commented about things to do with last night? Shall I talk about that? Shall I read their comments, or shall we just agree that basically there was a bit of kerfuffle last night, but ultimately everyone was,
It's up to you. It's after midnight. I don't care.
Okay, I'll read them, but if it gets too heated, if it does, I don't know where it's leading, you see. If it gets a bit...
I'm just all about the supper and sleep now. It's gone midnight.
What are you having for supper, have you said? I might not have been listening at that point.
Oh, stuff, curry.
So Jimmy F500 says, Holly, Blackline, Sophie and Neil had a row. Dan Peter says, excuse me, it sounds like one of my neighbours, to be honest. He questions anyone having anything. Oh, we were talking about something that he's responding to. He's worked for 40 plus years and is a massive gambler, yet questions anyone having more than £1. Then Mark Lassad did a nice thing and said you should stop prevaricating. Peter P says, yes to videos like that. Very interesting stuff. Was that on the thrifting? That was the thrifting stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's good. We will give that a go then, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. in fact, what I've actually considered, maybe I should make a video of literally as much of the stuff I found in the street as possible, because you wouldn't believe it. You know, there's some really interesting bits and pieces as well.
I want your baguette holder.
Do you seriously want that?
Yeah.
Genuinely? Because I don't get that many baguettes. I have been thinking maybe I can use it to store carrier bags. But otherwise, if I don't use it for that reason, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I might have to give it to you.
Well, that said, I've got nowhere to put it, have I? I'm just
That's
looking
what
around in it.
I was thinking. You've got nowhere to put it. I
No,
might find
I haven't.
somewhere to put it and store carrier bags in it, because that might be interesting.
I just think it's a really cool thing, and I love the story behind it.
I thought it was really funny because it was literally just down the street.
You could put it. You could put it in the project.
The Airbnb project or the secret project?
Either.
Well, consider that. But I literally was walking down the street.
It's a massive kitchen in the Airbnb project. A massive kitchen diner, the size of a flat.
When I saw it in the street, I was drawn to it because it looked nice and it was solid wood. And I thought, that's a nice piece of furniture. And I brought it home, and then I suddenly thought, what on earth is this? So yeah, I put it on my one of my 4-minute vlogs, and then some people were guessing, but it was Simone, I think, who is it Simone? I think it was, who looked online and found out what it was. So it's a baguette holder. If people haven't seen it, you could look at my 4-minute vlog, or I'll tell you, it's a tall unit. And I was very confused because it sort of has bars at the front. It's all solid wood, bars at the front. The top has a flap that opens. And then there's a little drawer at the bottom. But the thing that confused me was the fact that there's no shelf above the little drawer. So if you were to drop things into the flap at the top, they drop into the drawer. And that really baffled me because, you know, obviously you can't use the drawer because anything big you put in the top would just jam the drawer. And anyway, it's a baguette holder because, of course, you put the baguettes in the top and any crumbs that drop off them drop to the bottom, and the little drawer pulls out so you can throw the crumbs away. Now, I don't eat that much bread. I do like a baguette from time to time, but I definitely don't need a baguette store. But it could work for carrier bags or maybe for the secret project. Well, not the secret project, the Airbnb project. So I'll have a think on that one. But yeah, I'm glad you like it, and you're potentially welcome to it if you've got somewhere to put it.
And I am totally going to come and kidnap you to do the Airbnb thing with me.
Well, you really?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I'm happy to do that. I love stuff like that. Do you know what as well? Well, depending. No, I was going to say I could start picking up pics in the street for it, but the only way to get them up there would be for you to drive down and collect them, and I know how much you hated that drive. But there's that potential, I suppose. But the streets around here are unbelievable for picking up stuff.
Well, I mean, it could be a weekend thing, couldn't it? I could kidnap you and Little Lemon for the weekend. Come and stay in the Airbnb, and then when I'm in the restaurant at night, you can be doing bits in there, and and then during the day we can be getting out and about in the charity shops and picking up bits and pieces. And
that's a good idea, actually.
And I will cut you in on the partnership.
Oh yes, please. But that's a really good idea, actually, about when you're at work, because the options for that is go to work with you, which I can't with Little Lemon, or stay at Windy Bum, which obviously, you know, there's not that much for me and Little Lemon to do there. Whereas I could bring things along to keep him busy, and yeah, could do a bit of. I don't mind doing painting and.
Yeah, if you were if you're upstairs in the Airbnb, then you can whatever.
Okay, we'll have to discuss it. I'm excited about that now.
That'd be good fun.
And if I'm getting a cut of the profits, then I don't mind obviously spending a little bit of money on it myself.
Well, and you could help out with the marketing and stuff and the logistics of it. So. Yeah, all of that sort of thing, because God knows I'm going to be pushed for time. So if you could take some of that on, and we'll just do a profit share.
Is this going to be also video worthy? Are we going to video like the renovation and everything?
Oh God, yeah, everything, totally.
Oh great, yeah, I'm definitely up for that. More Emma and Boaty content coming up, guys. We got the charity shop, the salvage hunters. We got the Airbnb. We got the secret project. If that happens, oh my God, you can't get rid of me, Boaty, now. Peter P said yes to videos like that. Very interesting stuff. I'm not sure if I read that one, but good. Pocahontas 100 said, hope Holly comes back. I like a straight talker. I hope Holly comes back and that we can maybe just, clear the air with her, to be honest.
Yeah, agree.
Not just sort of, Holly, if you're watching now, which you may well be, of course, do come back. You know, you can see in the chat, people want you to come back. And, we'll clear the air a bit. But I think one thing I would say is the community here, we're very sort of close-knit in a way. And if one person believes that someone's being attacked, some of the others do come out a bit in force. And maybe last night it was a little bit, maybe some drinks were had and things were said that wouldn't normally have been said. But the point I'm making is, I think maybe some people came out in force because they just felt protective in a sense. But come in, join in with us, become close-knit with us, and join in with the madness, because we are all lovely here. Well, I think we are. I do like that about the community, though, that they're defensive of each other. I love the fact that the community will stand up for each other if they feel the need. It makes you feel
that's brilliant.
It makes you feel really sort of included and supported. It's nice. They're not just supporting your channels, but they're actually supporting the person. I like that.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry, I'm waffling on. I tend to do that. You've probably noticed. Andrew Buttergeek says, upcycling. Why waste good, solid furniture?
Exactly.
I lost you for a second there. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, you went, but you are back.
Oh, good.
Start saying your good night, everybody. We're about to hit midnight. midnight. I'm a little bit knackered. I was up super early this morning, and it's coming up to eat and sleep time. But we will get through the comments before we go.
I would say, though, with upcycling, depends what you mean by upcycling, because sometimes you can get something that looks like a really lovely solid wood chest of drawers, for example, and it can look, really good, but the knobs, for want of a better word, or the handles are looking really tired or they're broken.
The flashing nibs.
The flashing nibs. So, it's amazing what a new set of knobs can do for, a
the
piece of
flashing nibs.
Where's Matron? Where are they all? That's the point. Matron, Mustard, Neil and Sophie are still not here. What are they doing?
They're all in bed.
Yeah, I would have thought one of them would have popped in. I reckon that they are all still together hanging out somewhere.
No, they're in bed knocking spots off each other. All four of them. All four of them in a Premier Inn double.
Tracy did say, or Neil said, I think Neil said on the live stream last night, but you didn't pick up on it. But Tracy did say that Neil and Sophie are in exactly the same room that they were in when you were there, I think. Have you been to that, Travelodge?
Yeah, Premier Inn.
They're in the same room that you got into bed with him in, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So that's the room of, the Boaty's community live stream room.
Yeah.
So God knows what's going on in that room right now. I hope Tracy's filming it all.
I really hope she isn't.
There's not going to be any of that going on. It's Mustard and Tracy are both married, and Sophie and Neil are betrothed to each other. So there's not going to be anything dodgy going on in that room.
Well, they told me today that they were all going to get into bed together.
Or maybe they'll take a bit. Oh, if they get a film and photos, that'd be quite amusing.
Yeah.
Well, wonder what they're doing right now. That's all I can say. And none of them have been on, and I've had no messages come through from Matron or anything. So goodness me. Anyway, Dan Peters says, yeah, I totally agree. I would rather buy second-hand that has character and history behind it than some crap flat pack rubbish made for 40 pence and sold for 150 quid. That's the thing. I never liked IKEA. And everybody would rave about it. Oh, got to go to IKEA. I need to get my shelves from IKEA, my bookcase from IKEA, my desk. And I just didn't, I never understood the appeal of it. I'm just drinking, so I was thirsty. Right.
There is zero IKEA content in this home.
This house. Yeah, as far as I know, if anything came from IKEA, it's something I found down the street and didn't realise it came from IKEA.
The only thing that you should go to IKEA for, and this is very serious, if you are short of money and if you enjoy condiments, but you can't justify buying ketchup or mustard because it's a little step too far financially, then what you need to do is go to IKEA, buy a hot dog for, I don't know what they are now, they used to be 60p. And if you bought a hot dog, you had unfettered access to the ketchup and mustard dispensers. So what I used to do is I would take the biggest containers that I had empty. I would buy a 60p hot dog, and then I would just fill my containers with ketchup and mustard. You know, you'd have to stand there for 10 minutes, but you'd get there in the end. Put the tops on, eat your hot dog, off you go. Happy days.
But what would happen if the staff caught you doing that?
I'm not doing anything wrong. There's no notices up there saying only 2 whacks of condiment per hot dog. They did ask me what I was doing, and I said I'm filling up a container with your lovely ketchup. Thank you very much.
I'm very conscious that we've probably got about...
I've told a lie. I have got an IKEA thing in this place. I'm sorry. My sheepskin rug came from IKEA. I apologise for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm conscious we've probably got about 50 squillion comments to get through, and that you're faster at reading them than me. So would you like to give them a go?
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah.
Or shall I just try and read them really quickly?
You try and read them really quickly. I'll have a quick puff and then I'll come and take over.
We'll try not to get into too much conversation about them. That's the problem. So let me have a drink first. Right. As that says, Andrew, bang on. We've got a player piano and piano rolls going to a local charity. He will have a good home after 30 years with us and decades with Mrs. P's family. Andrew Buttigieg says, way back in my secondary school days, I made some household furniture, a coffee table, Queen Anne style legs, and a large bookcase display cabinet. Wow, well done, Andrew. Jimmy 500 said, ingenuity, Boaty, there with the table. Andrew Buttigieg says, excellent, Mark. I can literally cry at the things that people discard. Such a shame and such a waste. I like the fact that around here people put them outside for you to take. I think that's brilliant. I know that doesn't happen in many places. I love it that happens around here. Andrew Buttigieg said, hope it's the table you will pull out for dinner guest, Boaty. That's quite funny. I saw it when that popped up. You were saying, I'll pull it out for dinner guests. And he's saying, I hope it's the table you're going to be pulling out.
Depends on the guest.
Simone says, I need to get a solid wood wardrobe. Andrew Buttigieg said, if only the table could talk. See, that's how far we are behind. You're talking about pottering on the table. Peter P says, Stickman has been at the table.
True.
Andrew Buttigieg says, any charity shops nearby, Simone, for the wooden wardrobe? Simone says, yes, Andrew, but not cheap. Andrew Buttigieg says, yes, Matt was there too. Jimmy Mighty Quinn says, it's time for a large gin and tonic. Black Lion says, once I found a lion in my wardrobe. I asked him what he was doing there, and he said, go away, it's none of your business. Very good, Black Lions. Andrew Buttigieg says, come to my parlour, said the spider to the fly. And Peter P replies, stick a lodger in the parlour. Simone says, OnlyFans, I wonder what the job centre would say about that. To be honest, I think they probably are quite used to it. Andrew Butterking says, no feet, please, Boaty. Oh, is that when you were showing your leg? We must be miles behind. Blackline says, a Boaty does Momo calendar and says 2025 writes itself. Pocahontas 100 said, saw your legs, Boaty, no thanks. Oh, it was to the calendar suggestion. Excellent idea, Blackline, strategically placed. Momo strategically placed. Mark Passaz says, you don't get this on Hobnut. Outstanding. It is good. I like that. Got to be me. Sherry says, I just came in before 6. Did you start early today? Jimmy 500 tells her 10, Sherry, UK time. Andrew Buttergeek says, Monday start time is an hour early, Sherry. And says, Boaty's dangling Dickens. What was that about? Blackline says, did something happen after that argument thing last night? I went to bed. Sorry if anyone got annoyed. And Jimmy Mike Quinn says, no Holly tonight, Blacklines. And he says, oops. Jimmy F500 says, Holly is nice, but she can take things too personally at times. Blackline says, I may have called her a pound shop pyro. At the time, I thought it was funny, but I'll still say sorry. Jimmy F500 said, heat at the moment, Blacklines. Andrew Buttigieg says, that was funny, Blacklines, but unfortunately, Holly was very wound up last night. Shame. Blackline said, well, good night, as I'm up at 6 a.m. Good night, Blacklines, off you pop. Blackline says, I'll apologise next time she's in. People are saying good night to Blacklines. Pocahontas 100 says, from an outsider looking in, I thought Holly was bullied. Andrew Buttigieg says, hope Holly does come back. Jimmy F500 said, if she comes back, Blacklines. Jimmy Mighty Quinn says, I can't wait when I get my clock radio, Boaty. Janice Mirror says, good night, sleep tight, Blacklines. Andrew Buttigieg says, that's the trouble with typing a conversation. The sentiment doesn't come across like speaking face to face. That is very true, actually. You can make a joke, use a few words that could be deemed offensive, and someone takes it in that way. Jimmy 500 said alcohol was involved too, which it was, I know, on the part of the people who were locked up in a Premier Inn. Good to me, Sherry says, Emma, if you do start the decorative and furniture searching channel, at what you call charity shops, use the term thrift shops. Yes, thrifting, and Boaty as well, for when you're doing these videos. Thrifting is the word to use very much in those videos.
Okay. Good chat. Thank you.
Key word to use. Because in America, they're called thrift shops and they call it thrifting.
Okay.
Instead of bargain hunting. But you can use that as well. And Sherry says, Emma, I cut myself off because the term thrift shops is common here in the US and could help attract a larger audience, and you should mention both terminologies, is my thought, and I do love your idea. Yeah, Sherry, thanks for the advice. It's absolutely true, so thanks for reminding us.
Thank you, Sherry.
And also, yeah, thanks for loving the idea. I think we could have fun. And I like the fact, actually, that Boaty and I have that as a similar interest, thrifting, because that could lend to some good comment. It's not like one of us is into it, the other one's tagging along like cars. It's like genuinely we're both interested in it, so that could be interesting. YouTube strategy, said somebody, but then it flew to the end. So it's probably the time for you to just take over the comments because, yeah, it's flung to the end.
Sophie has finally arrived and says hi. Peter P is excited about the toast rack. Peter P says dibs on the Lurpak one. I know I need to send that to you. I'm really sorry. I'm rubbish at all of that sort of stuff. Nobody else will get it, and I will get around to sending it. Sherry says, thanks for the update on the time. Sluts, everyone who informed me, I will watch in the replay. Sorry you missed the first hour. How does the baguette holder work? Asked Peter P. Video, please.
Right, I will make a video on that. I'm going to buy some baguettes, especially for that video.
Andrew suggested a little Joe holder. Peter P suggested it could be a Pringles holder. Karen is back. Barry is cleaning up. My God, we've been rattling on. They've had a whole barbecue and probably podgered each other senseless on the dining table after finishing at gunpoint after finishing the barbecue. Tracy's behind the scenes video should be good. Well, the one on the live stream when she was here was brilliant. Good call, Boaty, says Mark Prasad. Good night to you, Emma, and all in chat. Really enjoyed tonight's live stream, and your ideas for the future of the channel sound terrific. That's very kind. God, we're nearly there. I've never been to IKEA, says Jimmy Quinn. Andrew says we do have the same here, relieving items on the front of the house for people to rummage through. If you have a Volvo, says BP, you have to go to IKEA. I like ABBA. Does that mean I have to go to IKEA, says Andrew? Yes, Andrew, it's the law. Charity stroke thrift shops are called op shops here in Australia. That came from Andrew. I will consider remonetizing, says Simone. Simone, you'd be mad not to. You honestly, you don't have a problem. Your earnings are so small that it's not going to be a problem. It doesn't matter if you haven't reported them, and it doesn't matter if you don't report them now. According to HMRC, you've got no need to report them. All good things come to an end. Good night, all, say Stratospherian. And right, that is it as far as I'm concerned. Emma's plugging her own bloody channel in there. She can't help herself. I am going to tell you the total amount that I've earned on eBay because I promised you that I would. And I don't want people telling me that I haven't done something I said. Right, so I can't remember what everybody guessed. The total amount that I've earned on YouTube, I might have said eBay. I always say eBay instead of YouTube. The total amount that I've earned on YouTube since I became monetized on the 23rd of November 2022 is £2,523.47. So there you go.
It's better than a kick up the bum.
Exactly. Oh, she's gone. She's frozen. What's happened there? Yeah, she has totally frozen. Look at that. Or is it just me? No, it can't just be me because, look, I'm still moving about. Emma has frozen. So it looks as if that might be the point where we say goodnight, darlings. So.
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, she's back.
What I forgot what you said. I was saying something when you said, oh, the amount. Yes. Did you say it was from November 22?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not that long considering you were monetized for 3 months as well in that period. That's not that long. So that's a reasonable amount for, for starters.
Yeah.
But you're going to put that up now, aren't you?
It's about, what is it? It's about 1,200 quid a year. So that means it's I can't work it out. I missed it when it wasn't there. I can tell you that.
1,200 a year, did you say? Hang on a minute.
Yeah, something like that.
So what was the figure? I'm going to work it out for you.
2,000.
No.
2,000.
I can't.
2,000.
I was going to say I can't work it out.
I'm trying to get a bed here.
I can't work it out because I think what's happened, the reason it went funny is because my internet suddenly stopped working. So I'm obviously running on, my data now because my computer isn't connected to the internet.
Okay. Well,
so
let's just say good night and go and eat.
Yourself is trying to absolutely stop me and you being able to do any live streams together ever again.
It's 100 quid a month, says Andrew. That sounds about right.
My internet's gone down, God.
Right, I am going to pull this to a stop, darlings. We've been going for 2.5 hours exactly. I think that's more than enough. Oh, hello. I'm being textified. Oh, and Sean confirms that it is £100 a month on average. So there we are. Right. I have thoroughly enjoyed tonight, and I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's played a part in it. Most of all, thanks to my co-host, the fantastic M11. Do check out her channel. You can't miss it. She plugs it every third comment, for Christ's sake. So, yeah, I mean, check that out. Subscribe, watch the videos, do nice things. Thank you to Sean for ringing in, the lovely Sean James Cameron. Always a delight to have his company. And if you don't know who he is, check out that channel. YouTube royalty, I would say. Thank you to, who else rang in? Mr. Stephen Paddy, of course, from Port Sunlight on the Wirral. And a massive thanks to all of you for being here and putting up with the shenanigans. And over to you, Emma.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'd have to say something. Yeah, thanks for putting up actually with all the technical difficulties. I can't believe how many technical difficulties we've had with the live stream doings. I think that they're very precarious. I can't guarantee it'll come back again next time. And my microphone didn't work, and my internet went down, and oh my god. But thank you very much for putting up with that. Hopefully, I'll be able to be back again soon. And thanks for being here and listening to us waffling on. I hope it was interesting. I think it was quite an interesting one tonight, actually.
I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good one.
And I have to say that Boaty and I haven't had a conversation this long since we went to Gulliver's or Matlock cable cars. So it's been nice.
Gulliver's. That was the best day.
It's been really nice catching up properly with you as well. And yes. We've got lots of video ideas, so now we're going to get cracking. Video ideas, ways to try and improve our content, so we're going to get cracking, and I will hopefully see you on one of my videos or a live stream soon. So good night from me, sleep well, have a wonderful, what day are we? We're Monday. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you soon.
All right, darlings, and again, a massive thank you for your company tonight. As always, it really wouldn't be the same without you. And I'm going to wish you a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. Take every little bit of joy from anywhere and everywhere that you possibly can. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those who you love and who love you. If you're able to, join me tomorrow night, Tuesday Night Live, 11 o'clock. An hour later than tonight, and hopefully, if the stars align, then Emma will be back with me on Thursday night. In the meantime, you're stuck with me. So thank you so much. Much love from us both, and see you on a future video or on a future live stream, alone or with Emma. But all the love in the world to you. Thank you so much. And on that note, pachoo, and indeed. Oh, yes. No.
Bye, guys. Good night. Sleep well.